the moment we finally build a light-speed spaceship, humanity will realize it has been fooled, because at the scale of the universe, the speed of light is as slow as a snail crawling. The Milky Way is 100,000 light-years across. You board a light-speed spaceship and depart from Earth. To reach the edge of the galaxy would take 50,000 years, but the human lifespan is only 100 years. Before you even leave the solar system, you would have already died 500 times over. Inside that spaceship, what's even more desperate is this. A light-speed spaceship cannot reach light speed the instant it starts. It has to accelerate, and if we limit acceleration to what the human body can endure, just accelerating up to light speed alone would take a full year, and decelerating would take another year. How far could you travel in your lifetime? The answer is, you wouldn't even make it 1,000th of the Milky Way's radius. In 2019, a scientist ran the numbers. Even if humanity colonized the entire Milky Way, at the speed of light, it would take 1 billion years, and the Sun only has about 5 billion years left, which means, human civilization could spend every last moment it has, and still remain trapped inside the Milky Way, forever unable to escape. But do you know what's truly terrifying? It's not that we can't get out. It's that the universe has been deceiving us from the very beginning. It gave us eyes to see a sea of stars, but quietly embedded within the laws of physics. 3 unsolvable deceptions. The first deception: time is a one-way gamble. In 2005, a German physicist proposed a thought experiment. Imagine a pair of twins. The older brother stays on Earth. The younger brother boards a spaceship traveling near the speed of light. When the younger brother returns, it feels like only 5 years have passed for him, but the older brother is already 80 years old. This is not science fiction. This is real physics. It's called the twin paradox. At speeds close to light, your clock slows to a crawl, like a river frozen solid, while time on Earth continues to sprint forward. You might think this is a good thing, as if you've gained immortality, but the truth is, you would watch helplessly as everyone you know dies. Every city you love disappears. Every song in your memory turns into an antique. When you finally reach your destination and want to go home, home is already gone. It's like traveling into the future, with no way to ever return to the past. And the cruelest part is this: the universe doesn't even give you a chance to regret it, because every second you experience on the spaceship is a real second. It's just that the outside world has quietly pressed fast forward. In 2018, CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, carried out an even more extreme experiment. They sent particles, whose lifespans are only 2 millionths of a second, flying at speeds close to light. The result: those particles lived 30 times longer than their normal lifetimes. Physicists watched, with precision instruments, as the clocks of these particles slowed down. This isn't theory. This is something we have witnessed with our own eyes. Time really does change, because of speed. So a light-speed spaceship doesn't give you freedom. It gives you a high-stakes gamble. What you bet is everything you have right now. What you get in return is a future in which there is no place for you. And in this gamble, the universe is always the dealer. The second deception: the universe itself is a runaway con artist. In 1929, the astronomer Hubble discovered a fact that made everyone's scalp go numb. Distant galaxies are all moving away from us, and the farther they are, the faster they're running. This is the famous Hubble redshift. But that's not even the most frightening part. In 2011, the Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to 3 scientists who discovered that the universe is expanding at an accelerating rate. Their data showed the expansion of the universe is not constant. It's speeding up wildly. Picture this scene. You are standing on a massive rubber band. The 2 ends of the band are being pulled apart, faster and faster. You run forward with all your strength, but the rubber band beneath your feet is stretching even faster. The longer you run, the farther away the finish line becomes. Scientists have calculated that galaxies 14 billion light-years away from us are already receding at speeds faster than light. Yes, the expansion of space can exceed the speed of light, because this isn't objects moving, it's space itself growing. It's like drawing 2 dots on a sheet of paper, and then pulling the paper apart. The dots don't move, but the distance between them increases. In 2023, the James Webb Space Telescope captured images of galaxies 13 billion light-years away. The light from those galaxies traveled through the universe for 13 billion years before reaching us, and by the time that light arrived, those galaxies were already 46 billion light-years away. During the light's journey, they were pushed farther and farther by the expanding universe. Do you understand what this means? Even if you had a light-speed spaceship, most galaxies in the universe would still be forever out of your reach. Because they are fleeing, faster than you can chase them. It's an inescapable loop. The more you try to get close, the farther away they become, and even more desperate is this. The force driving the expansion of the universe is called dark energy. It makes up 68% of the universe's total energy, but no one knows what it actually is. All we know is that it exists, like an invisible ghost, silently manipulating the fate of the cosmos, pushing all galaxies toward a future where they can never touch each other again. The third deception, the rules of the universe, were unwinnable from the very start. In 1905, Einstein published the theory of special relativity. Inside it is a simple formula, so simple it's devastating. E equals mc squared. This formula tells us that mass and energy can be converted into each other. Sounds beautiful, right? But it has another implication. The greater an object's mass, the more energy it requires. And as speed approaches the speed of light, mass approaches infinity. At the Large Hadron Collider in Europe, scientists accelerated protons to 99.99999% of the speed of light. Note the 7 nines. Sounds incredibly close, doesn't it? But that last tiny fraction requires more energy than everything before it combined. To truly push a proton to the speed of light would require infinite energy, and the mass of a spaceship is 100 quintillion times that of a proton. In 2019, a theoretical physicist ran the numbers. To accelerate a 100-ton spacecraft to 99% of the speed of light would require energy equivalent to converting 4 entire Jupiters into pure energy, and humanity's most powerful nuclear fusion today can't even fully convert 1 gram of matter into energy. This gap isn't about technology levels, it's a chasm between dimensions. Some people say, then we just wait for technology to improve. But the universe doesn't give you that option, because there's a fourth constraint, the supermassive black hole. At the center of the Milky Way, its gravitational influence covers the entire galaxy. To escape the Milky Way, you would need to reach an escape velocity of 537 kilometers per second, and you must maintain that speed continuously. No slowing down, no drifting off course. The moment your speed drops, gravity will drag you back. And worse still, from Earth to the edge of the Milky Way is a distance of 24,000 light-years. There are no supply stations, no refueling ports. You must carry enough energy to fly for 24,000 years, and the mass of that energy itself makes the spacecraft heavier, requiring even more energy to accelerate. It's a closed loop, with no escape. So you see, the universe is like a carefully designed game. On the surface, it gives you countless options, but every path leads to a dead end. Time is a trap, space is running away, energy is a bottomless pit, gravity is a set of shackles. The laws of physics are the rulebook, and the rules cannot be changed. What about wormholes? What about warp drives? In theory, they do exist within the solutions of Einstein's equations, but maintaining a wormhole requires an exotic substance called negative energy. This substance has never been found in the real world. It's like a legendary item in a video game. You know it exists in the lore, but you can never actually obtain it. In 2024, a research team calculated the energy required for a warp drive. Their conclusion was, even if you fused every single star in the Milky Way and released all that energy, it would only be enough to let a small probe produce 1 second of warp thrust. Imagine that, burning the entire galaxy just to let a probe fly for 1 single second. This isn't technology, this is magic, and magic doesn't exist in the real world. So the answer is already clear. Humanity will never leave the Milky Way. This isn't pessimism, this is the universe's response to us. It drew a circle around us, using the laws of physics, and said, this is your boundary. But perhaps this is the universe's greatest wisdom. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi asked a question: if extraterrestrial civilizations exist, where are they? The Milky Way has 200 billion stars. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. If interstellar travel were possible, the galaxy should have been filled by some ancient civilization long ago. But what we see is silence. Maybe the answer is right here. It's not that extraterrestrial civilizations don't exist. It's that all civilizations are trapped by the same physical laws. There may be tens of thousands of civilizations within the Milky Way, but none of them can cross the light-year gulf to meet another. This isn't the great filter. This is the universe's original design, to let every civilization grow alone, prosper alone, and perish alone, within its own galaxy. From this perspective, being trapped in the Milky Way is not a curse, it's protection. It shields us from interstellar wars, from being crushed by more powerful civilizations, and it forces us to learn how to find meaning within a finite space. The Milky Way is 100,000 light-years wide, and contains 200 to 400 billion stars. If each star has 3 planets, that's 1.2 trillion worlds, waiting for us to explore. Even if we visited 1 planet per day, at the speed of light, it would still take 3.3 billion years to see them all. By then, the sun would already be extinct, so when you look up at the starry sky, don't imagine it as a distant, unreachable place. See it instead as an infinite garden that can never be fully explored, a vast kingdom that belongs only to humanity. We will never leave this place, not because we did something wrong, but because this is where we were always meant to be.